Let me share this with you. I went to Memphis, Tennessee to sing at this church. And the pastor's wife was so depressed when I got there. I was like, girl, what is the matter with you? And she was telling me that they had just went through this whole big ordeal. They had an evangelist there, and all week long the man was praying for people and healing people. But the problem with his healings was all his healings was internal. I mean, people were sitting there blind and in wheelchairs and on crutches, and he was reaching over them, healing people with inside problems, like heart problems and headache and gas. And the thing about that, the thing about his healing, she was so depressed because people, when God is in a place, healing is in the room. It's just in the room. Everybody can get healed. So they started being real skeptical about the man's ministry, and they wanted to shut the man's ministry down. And he got wind that they wanted to shut his ministry down. And he got up the night before and he said, look at here, I hear y'all don't think I'm a man of God. Oh, I'm a man of God. Here's what we gonna do. I want everybody, you think he ain't working no miracles through me? All right, tomorrow night, I want y'all to bring them in here. Bring in the crippled, the crazy, and the lazy. Bring them in here. God's gonna heal up in here on Friday night. And just like he asked them, baby, they came in there in wheelchairs with IV bags, on gurneys, on cots. Oh, they come in there sick and depressed and diseased. And I'm telling you something, when they got there, he had a house full of people he needed to show what his ministry was about. Honey, when he got there, he got up in the front. And what he would do, he would come up and ask you your name. Now, some of these people have been there all week long, sitting there waiting on a miracle. Now, all of a sudden, he got the formula for their blessing. Now, let me tell you something. I don't care what you're doing. God ain't in the business of healing for you to make money. Okay? God heals because he want to heal. He healed because he said greater works I'll do and all of that. You know all of that. He ain't going to let you start out no healing business on him. So here we are with all these sick people in church, and she was telling me this, and I was sitting there looking at her like, girl, I don't believe this. I can't believe this. Anyway, he would go up to the person, and what he would do is ask the name. He said the first person he got to was sitting there on crutches. Now, the man had been there all week long. This was a man that was born on crutches. He just got bigger crutches, and on up till he got bigger grown crutches. So he said, brother, what's your name? The man on crutches said, Robert. He said, Robert, God's going to heal you tonight. Now, listen, when you say God's going to heal somebody, God has an audible tongue. When God opens up his mouth and says something, it's going to happen just because he said it. For instance, let there be light. When he said, let there be light, it wasn't no committee meeting. It was light. So when God say I'm going to heal, then he going to heal. But not because you said it. But look at it. He said, man, what's your name? He said, Robert. Robert, the Lord's going to heal you tonight. I want you to get on your crutches and go over there and stand behind the curtain. Now, this curtain was over there because they had an overflow section in the church. And when you ain't using the overflow, they usually pull the curtain. So Robert got up and hobbled over there and stood behind the curtain. And he went to the next man. He said, brother, you look like you need a healing. He said, what's your name? How? Excuse me, sir, what is your name? My name Hal. He said, are you trying to say Hal? He said, yeah. He said, well, do you have a speech impediment? Yeah. Ooh, Jesus. Anyway, he said, well, Brother Hal, God's going to heal your speech too. Now you go back there and you stand back there with Brother Robert. So Harold just went on back there with Brother Robert, and he did a few other things and whirled around in the midst of the church, in the midst of the people, and there he is in all of his array. And he said, saints, I told you I was a man of God. Robert, God done heal you. Throw that right crutch out here for Jesus. Whoo, 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 whoo. Bam! Crutch hit the floor, and baby, the saints started going in. Bum, bum, ba-dum, dum. Wait a minute. He said, wait. You know, wait a minute. Why we go in on anything? We just go in on half the miracle done, and then we go. He said, hold on a minute. Hold on. God ain't through healing. He said, Robert, throw that left crutch out here for Jesus. Whoa, 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 whoa. Bam! Crutch hit the floor. Baby, the saints went in for real. Dun, 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 dun. He said, stop the music. God ain't through healing yet. Harold, God done heal your speech. Now you say something for Jesus. You heard this voice from behind the curtain. Wow, I'm far down. Wow, I'm far down. Somebody come back here and get wow off of me. Wow. Jesus. We need to cut that foolishness out. We need to cut that foolishness out.